Good morning. Please go ahead and put your name and school in the chat. We will start in 5 minutes. Thank you for coming on time.
You want to tell you?
I don't know.
If you want me to.
I mean, technically, I can't be getting the same credit you are, but no, it's not a big deal. For Giga.
Do you want me to do that?
Because it's only showing up as you. They don't know it. I don't want everyone to be like, oh my god, it doesn't appear that I'm the same person. Not that everyone does appear.
Hello.
Good morning again. Please go ahead and type your name and school in the chat, and we will start in 2 minutes. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna magically appear. Hello. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. This is our monthly art instructor meeting, and also site directors are welcome to join as well. So I'm going to go over a review of what we did last month or earlier this month, because we did a discussion on any questions you guys had about the art program, incentive programs, how you promote at your schools. Again, there's a lot of experience in this Zoom room, site directors, art instructors, so your opinions and advice are valuable here. So please, if you have questions, please bring them up, because there's plenty of people that are in your shoes that have done art, have done Mystery Art Box, have done We Can Build That, and can answer your questions. It's not just me answering, we can
Must put a bet
open it up
on
to the
that.
room. So if you have some advice, please, you're welcome to share that. So we'll start off, again, please make sure, I know a majority of you have, but just make sure you put your name and school in the chat. I will be using that to log the hour for the training this morning. And then if you're watching this as a recording, I will log that hour for you on Time Clock Wizard, or not Time Clock Wizard. I'll give it to the right person to log the hour. Any questions up front? Why you're here? Who am I? What's going on? No. Okay. So the main thing today, it's March 22nd. We're about to embark on spring break. So we have a bunch of things that are due today. Hopefully that's not the first time you're hearing that. So we have no Mystery Art Box Challenge this month. You're welcome for those who don't like it. But again, there's a lot of schools that do enjoy it. So if your school doesn't like it, please watch the previous training because we go over how to promote it and make it more fun for your students. And it's mandatory, but we don't want to force kids to do art. That's not what we do at Team Primetime. We don't want to force people to do things, students to do things they don't like. That doesn't have a good outcome. So again, if you get a chance, please watch that. I have a slide that reviews some of the topics we went over last month, but again, it was very well discussed last time. Also, I'll go over what we're going to do for April contests in the slideshow. As I go through the slideshow, I will pause and see if there's any questions. So go ahead and feel free to unmute and ask those questions so I don't breeze by something and then you forget that you had a question. So again, please unmute and stop me if I'm going too fast or if you have questions that need to be answered. Sound good? Awesome. All right, let's jump into my slideshow. Cool. Awesome. Okay, so today's meeting. So the main components of our enrichment program with Team Primetime are these monthly art meetings, Mystery Art Box Challenge, our all-site art projects. So that's like clay creatures, the anime contest. We call them projects, not contests, but those are the things that I provide. We can build that. And also site-based projects. So those are things that your experienced instructors at your site do, and it's site to site based. So like you may have a theater program, you may have a music program. So those are things that you have uniquely at your site that you're doing. And with those come those awesome activity plans that we'll briefly go over in this meeting. But there is another meeting that I've sent out video for that goes into grand detail about how to fill those activity plans. You just have to ask and I will send it your way. Last meeting, we talked about how to promote the art program, best practices used by our experienced site directors and art instructors. So basically the first thing it starts with is scheduling. We want to make sure that the art projects that I provide and also what you guys are doing at your site are on the weekly schedule. So if you're doing a theater class, it should be on the schedule and it goes with your activity plan. So if it's a 2-day-a-week thing, then it should appear 2 days a week on your schedule. And then also promote and share this with the students. So you can say next week we're doing clay creatures. So kids can start thinking of ideas. You guys can start coordinating things like we can build that. We're making a dinosaur. So over the weekend, start thinking of what kind of dinosaurs we can come up with and then things like that. So again, always promoting what's going to happen the next week or during that week. So on Monday, you can say on Friday, we're going to do, we can build that dinosaurs. So again, want to make sure that you're actively promoting, talking to the students about what you guys are going to be doing. And that goes into supper. So you have a audience at supper with these students. So again, do it in front of everybody. Again, there might be kids that are always doing basketball and then you say dinosaurs and they light up. Again, promoting to everybody benefits because it gets the audience excited to kids that you may not normally get in the art program. So again, promoting, we can build that dinosaurs to everybody in the supper area, Again, when they're quieted down, when you're doing announcements, obviously not when they're all running around crazy. And then also advertise the prizes, because if they participate in the art competitions, they get candy. And then also if they win the site winner or the grand prize winner, they get gift cards and food parties and participation art prizes as well. So if that's an incentive, please make that well known for your kid. Also, a big thing we talked about last week is make and show examples of the artwork. So I give out a flyer that sometimes with instructions on what they are. For example, with the positive and negative space art. There were step-by-step instructions. Go ahead and create those
You
examples.
water bottle on the floor right there?
Talk about it with your students. So if you need to come early, talk to your site director about coming in to prepare those items. Because again, having a walking, talking example is easier than showing the flyer and be like, this is what we're going to do. And then if you're trying to figure it out with the students, you're kind of already starting backwards. So again, having those examples, again, if you need help making them, again, I try to do good instructions, but again, if you need a little more help, please communicate that to me, and I'm happy to either come to your site and bring you examples or work with you on how to create those. So again, let me know if you need further help, because it's not a problem to ask for help. I just need to know that I can arrange that for you. So again, the big thing that came out from last week, last month's meeting, is making those examples for students. So they have hands-on displays of what you guys are going to be creating that week or that day. And also the site winners. When you're done with the art project, the students can vote on the site winner if you think that's appropriate. If the kids are going to fight and it's going to be a big deal, then you don't have to have the kids vote. But again, if older kids are more responsible and you think they can handle it, have them have some ownership over which one is the site winner. And then also put it on display. Put them on display at the sign out table so parents could be like, whoa, that's some cool clay creatures. You can promote kids and parents could be like, hey, which one is yours? And then if a student's like, I didn't do that, like the parents could be like, hey, well, that looks cool. You should probably do some art. Start the conversation right there. So again, putting them on display is great. Again, showing kids that may not have participated, they can be like, whoa, I didn't know you were doing clay creatures, because they weren't paying attention, or maybe they didn't hear about it at supper. Again, having those physical art pieces there may get more kids involved. And then last but not least, the winners. Make a big deal. Make the announcement during supper when you have announcements. Say, Robin won the clay creature contest, and everyone cheers. You know, we don't want to embarrass kids, but again, some kids love attention. So have them do acceptance speeches. Have it a big deal, because if you make a big deal, they'll feel good and make a big deal as well. Last month, we talked about having award ribbons for site winners. So I did order those because our credit cards are working. So we will have ribbons for site winners for the January, February winners. So again, stay tuned for that. I'm excited to get those out to your students. Again, anything to add and make a bigger deal of what we're doing will be awesome. So again, if there are other ideas that you have, please email me. I'm open to new suggestions and trying new things. So any questions on what we talked about last month? Again, lots of great information from sites. I appreciate everyone's advice. Again, lots of good things that we went over. Cool. All right, so March contest. These are all due today, March 22nd. So again, if you're new to Team Primetime, we do have 2 divisions. So some of our schools have K through 8th. Some of them are just middle school. Some have like 4th through 6th. Again, variations, you know what your grades are. So we have 2 divisions with these art projects. So elementary is K through 5th, middle school is 6th through 8th. So again, just to know that if you have all like elementary and middle school, you can have an entry for both of those. But that's not everybody. So with our March, we have anime character art contest. We have pipe cleaner sculpture, animal theme, positive and negative space art, and the amograph art. Those are all due today. And the question is, what do I send in? So a clear picture of the entry. This is going to be used for voting. So as focused as possible, you can send a picture of the kid holding it, but for voting purposes, I need an additional photo of just the artwork, just so we don't guess what school things are, because it is a blind vote. We don't want to say, hey, this is clearly Highland. This is Webster. Again, we don't want anything to change our voting. And then I will share what we're doing new this month, and that's filling out a survey to collect the entry data, and I'll show you a screen grab of that shortly. But again, the main thing is you will be sending a photo of the artwork. I need the first name of the student and the grade. Sometimes we send the grade without the name. Just want to make sure I'm collecting everything. And then also, in addition, we have our We Can Build That Dinosaur. And you're supposed to build a dinosaur with 2 building materials and 1 adhesive of your choice. Paint does not count as a building material or adhesive. We voted on that a while ago, so that came from you guys. So again, make sure that you have those 3 elements, 2 building materials and 1 adhesive. And then similar to the other art contest, a clear picture of your entry. And again, try to clean up the background. Again, the picture is going to be what people are going to base their vote on. So if it looks like a mess, I don't know if people will vote for it. So again, having a clear, nice photo with a clean background is your best bet to get the most votes. And again, we're doing dinosaurs. They didn't have to be life size. If you went life size, wonderful, but that was not part of the deal. All right, so this is what I sent to site directors and some art instructors. So if you're an art instructor, please talk to your site director about getting this entry data form. So again, it's similar to something else the survey to sign up for these, but with different questions. So this is an example for anime character projects. So the first name, grade of the site winner. If you have one for elementary and middle school, then please put that in there as well. And then put a short description of the project. So example, orange cat, Robin, 5th grade. And then just so I don't get confused if you have more than one entry for those 2 different grades. And I don't have to ask questions. The main thing is the less questions they have, the better I can turn around the votes and things like that. And then also anime character, when did you email the photo? Because you should have emailed it. At this point, I'm just trying to get the data for the information. There is an option for you to upload things on this survey, but I'm not going to do that. I just want to see how this goes and if it's successful. Any questions on this survey? Because this is what I need turned in today. As you can see, I have only 2 responses out of the 20 schools. So I hope to see 20 responses by the end of today. Silence. Okay. And with that as well, you want to make sure that you're logged into your Team Primetime email. For some reason, it's not, the survey is hard to connect on the phone. So if you can do it on a laptop, that is probably going to be your easiest bet, because I've had people say it's not letting me log on. So doing it on a laptop is probably the easiest. And then judging and voting process, I will be emailing the site directors PDFs of the artwork and a survey to submit the votes. I will count the first vote from the school. So if there's multiple assistant site directors or art instructors, you guys coordinate who's going to submit the votes. And then I'll take the first one that I get. So again, this is what it looks like, PDFs of the entries, and then it's 1 vote per school. You can't vote for your own school. And if you don't vote, you can't win. Just to make it fair across the board. Again, I see in the back end if you voted for your own school, so I have done that in the past. I've caught one person doing that, and they're no longer with us, not because of that, but I do check randomly to make sure it's fair. Again, I don't want to spend my whole day trying to make sure everyone's voting for not their own school, but please do your best, to play fair. It's for the kids. And then if you see a school that missed a mystery item or didn't follow the rules, let me know. And of course, if you see something that's not right, then don't vote for them. It's as simple as that. But again, sometimes I miss things. I try to double, triple check things, but some things get past me. So if you see something, let me know. And then you want to, of course, vote on the following, like the best use of materials, creativity, and if they use all the items from Miss Art Box. So please go ahead and again, this is a duh, but it's worth saying, just make sure you're fairly judging and not just voting on your favorite school or things like that. And of course, with Miss Art Box, I will include the itemized list that people fill out so you can see what you're looking for the votes. And then this is a screen grab of what the ballot looks like. Again, you can see how small the thumbnails are. So I want you to vote based on the PDF that I attached with the voting process, not based on the small pictures in the survey, because you can see how small it is. The PDF gives you a bigger image to vote on. And again, it's easier to do it on a laptop than on a phone. You can see a lot more. Enrichment. So your sites briefly go over these slides for the activity plans. Again, most of you are familiar with them, so I don't want to keep going over them, but it is something that you need to keep up on. We are embarking after spring break, so please make sure that you're updating new enrichment templates for your new program. So if you've done 8 weeks of Spheros, what's after 8 weeks? Is it Spheros Part 2? Is it Robotics Part 2? Again, you don't just do one for the whole year. It's only 8 weeks. You should be doing something afterwards. Survey your kids, figure out like what they want to do next. If it was a big hit, then maybe you should do a part 2. Maybe have a beginner's class, split it into 2 groups so you can invite new students and then advanced students as well. Again, it's case by case. You personalize it how you think your kids will be successful with it. And why do we do them? Because we want to keep your program organized. It's a good advertisement for what's happening at the program to principals, teachers, potential new students and parents. So again, what are you doing on Thursday? We're doing robotics. We're doing racing with Spheros. It's all organized. And of course, if you're absent, we can continue the program with a substitute just so there's no delay. Because kids, they like to do a certain thing on a certain day, and if you're not there for some reason, we don't want that to take away from the program. Cool. And of course, it's a valuable document of your impact at Team Primetime. So when you go to another job, because obviously Team Primetime isn't a lifetime commitment, you can say, what did you do at Team Primetime? Here, this is my walking, talking document of what I did.
I have a question.
And again, they're not permanent. You can be flexible with them. Kids change their minds all the time. So if you feel like your numbers are going down, feel free to change your template to fit the requests of the students. You can survey them. Maybe they don't want to do robots anymore. Maybe they want to do stop motion animation. So change it as you see fit. Cheyenne, go ahead. What's your question?
For those templates, is there somewhere that we can find those if we want to make copies of them, like blank ones?
Yes,
Where can we find them at?
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
For the templates that you just showed in the previous slide, where can we find like blank ones to print them out?
I will send them to you.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. So there's a digital copy, or you can print them out and your staff can fill them out by hand, up to you. But with the previous training, there's a process with it, so I'll send that as well. Cool. And then obviously with these activity plans and things that you are doing at your individual sites comes the equipment and the supplies that you need. So you can ask me. I ask for at least a 1 week before you need the supplies because I can only do so much, and Amazon has been taking longer to get items as I've witnessed recently. You can ask your site director. Again, please ask them at least 1 week in advance. Again, if we're doing an 8-week structure, you should already know what you need before you even start the 8 weeks, and you can order those supplies beforehand. And then, of course, last resort is to purchase and fill out a reimbursement form for that. All right. Another thing with enrichment is we want to make sure that we are collecting evidence of things that you guys are doing. Again, I can't be at all 20 schools, so taking pictures and videos of your projects are valuable. Please make sure you are only taking photos and video with the site phone. You are not allowed to have your personal devices out during program, because if you're on your phone, you're not supervising kids. So please, no personalized personal phone devices should be used at your sites. If you need an additional iPad or a camera, please let me know. I'm happy to provide that, but if you don't ask, I don't know you need it. So again, you shouldn't have your personal phones out at all during site. That's our normal policy. You shouldn't have photos of kids on your phone, video, big no-no. Again, we've gone over that. That is a big risk on you to have that on your phone. So please make sure you're only using the site phone. Please request something else if the site phone's being used somewhere else. Appropriate art content. Please make sure that your art projects are age appropriate and do not contain any toxic or harmful products. Like I've seen, we've done like bleach shirt design, again, using protective eyewear, gloves and things like that. Again, I wouldn't do that with the younger kids. If you have older kids, it might be more appropriate. Making sure that your students sketch out their designs before they become a permanent art project is always a great idea. Have them sketch out what they want to do is always a great thing. You can ask questions like, hey, that looks a little violent. Why are you doing that? So please, again, things come up in art. We need to identify things, and it's not the best part of our job, but we are mandated reporters. So if you see things that are alarming, you must do something for it, and we've done risk management on that. Again, I can go in more detail, but you can ask me individually if you have any questions on that. And our art projects, they must be rated E for everyone. So again, making sure students understand that and why. And of course, school day rules are after school rules, so use of inappropriate words or violent images are not allowed. Again, pretty much self-explanatory. So let's get into April. Yay. So after spring break, we are jumping in April. So we have 4 new art projects that I will be providing. Again, you will be able to sign up for these things, and I will provide the materials. So let's jump into those really quick. So April contest, we have DIY sun catchers. So I will provide all the materials for that. So that's going to be highlighters, markers, rulers, cardboard frames, and the the see-through sheets. So again, you can only use the supplies I give you for that. And then we're doing clipboard art project, and the theme is spring. So each student will be given 1 clipboard, and they can decorate one or both sides, up to you. And then they can use any art medium. So the markers, crayons, watercolor, 1 entry per student. And again, I'll show you in the survey, you get to tell me what you need ordered. Again, if you have supplies at your site, then you don't need to order anything. You can just wait for those clipboards. And then we're going to do perler beads again because they were a big hit last time. We're doing 3D edition. We did this last year. These are examples of what were turned in last year, which turned out really cool. So again, you can only use perler beads and adhesive like glue or hot glue to glue it together. No paint, and 1 entry per student. So again, we did this last year. These are some of the cool designs that came out of that. And then drawstring bags, we're gonna do again. So I'll provide the fabric bag, and then you'll let me know what materials you need. Again, some schools want to do tie-dye, some kids want to do the Cricut machines, up to you on what your students want to work with. And again, these are examples of the winners from last year, and they turned out pretty awesome. So those are the 4 that we're gonna do for April. I'm going to provide all the materials for that, except if it says you can use any art materials, then you tell me what you need. And then art contests, of course, are open to all Team Primetime students. Entries must be rated E for everyone, appropriate for school. And then site winners will be selected by either you let the kids vote or your art specialist, or you can have the site director pick whatever is easiest at your site. And we didn't have Mr. Artbox last month, so we are going to do the doll houses from last month. So again, they can be used as bookshelves afterwards. When you do receive the materials, please make sure you have all the items listed on the itemized list. Before you even start, please make sure you have everything. And then let me know if anything's missing immediately so I can have a chance to fix it. So you don't wait until the last minute to do that. So again, Dollhouse. And then rules for Mr. Art Box. You have to use all the materials in the box for your final project. It's usually 1 hour time limit, but I'm just gonna say no time limit for now on, just because different students have to leave for different reasons and all these different elements that stop us from doing that hour. So again, no time limit, get it done by the due date. This says February 16th, this is old. So again, everything is due on that April date. All right, and then this is what the itemized list looks like that will be provided with the materials. You'll fill it out how you use each of those elements. So you'll give your project a title, and then what you turn in is a great one photo or a couple of photos of your final project. And then you'll let me know if it's elementary or middle school. Again, whoever is a majority. So if you have like 5 elementary school kids and 2 middle school, then clearly you'll be in elementary. I just want to make sure I put you in the right judging category. So the 2 main things that you must participate in are Mr. Art Box Challenge for April and We Can Build That. We're going to vote on We Can Build That category momentarily. The optional projects that you sign up for in the survey are those 4 projects. It's optional, but it's encouraged. Again, I'm providing all the materials. You just have to put it on the schedule and do them. And again, they're due on April 26th. That's a Friday. And then We Can Build That for April's challenge, same as the other challenges. It's gonna be 2 materials and 1 adhesive. For example, spaghetti noodles, marshmallows with hot glue. And then for April, these are the challenges we're gonna vote on shortly. So smiley face, a castle, so based on a real one. It could be the Disney castle, whatever you guys or your kids want to do. Olympic rings and the Statue of Liberty. So we're going to vote on that shortly. I will bring those up again so you don't have to memorize those. Next step. So everyone's going to do We Can Build That and Mr. Art Box Challenge for April. On Tuesday, when we return from spring break, I'm going to email the site directors the April flyer and contest survey to fill out to tell me which projects you want materials for. If your site doesn't fill out the survey, you will only receive Mr. Art Box and you're responsible for picking up your own We Can Build That supplies. That hasn't happened yet, but just that will be the policy. And then I'll let you know when the supplies are ready, probably the 2nd week of April. And then our next meeting, which is also our due date, is going to be April 26th on Zoom, just like today. And then we'll be discussing May contests for that. So again, our April 26th is our next meeting and due date for these awesome new things that will be coming at you in after spring break. All right. Any questions? Everyone's good on what's due today? No one has any questions about the survey? How you are going to enter information? Got thumbs up. Again, I'm not trying to make your life more complicated, just trying to get the information from you guys in a different way. And if it's a total nightmare, we won't do it again. Yes, I will add Ava from Oak Street. Yes, and if you want me to add your art instructor to the emails, I will do that. But everyone should be having, if you're a site director, having those weekly site director meetings with your staff are helpful too, just to verify what's going to be happening the next week. It would help with scheduling and things like that. So if you are watching this from YouTube, the keyword is spring. So when I ask for what the keyword for the meeting is, it's spring. So not summer, fall, it's spring. Cool. All right, I will disappear for a moment and we're going to vote on what we're going to do for next month's mystery art box, or not mystery art box, for April's, we can build that. So go ahead and jump into the chat and start voting on which one you want to do. So we already have a vote. First one is Olympic rings. Again, I thought it was cool because the Olympics are going to be this summer. So go ahead and vote. We have smiley face, a castle, Olympic rings, and Statue of Liberty. And again, all these we can build at. We do this every month. You guys get to vote. So being part of these meetings, you guys get the power. All right, we got castle. Woo! We got lots of castles. Awesome. All right, couple more, 10 more seconds to vote. And I'll tally it up later because we're running out of time with my timer. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it looks like it's gonna be between Castle and Olympic rings. I think Castle wins, but I will count them up after the meeting. I'm going to appear. Hello. Any questions? Everyone's good to turn in those dinosaurs today? Jasmine's shaking her head no.
No, I wasn't saying no to you. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Shamir is in here making jokes with me. I'm shaking my
Oh.
head at her. We're going to have everything in.
Woohoo!
Our dinosaur is looking cute, kind of like a land of before time type thing.
Oh, sweet. Yes, I look forward to them. Any other questions? We have 3 more minutes on the clock before I get cut off. Everything makes sense? Yes. Awesome. Okay. So April is going to be after spring break, so I will be sending those things. I'm excited about the new projects. I try to do new things, look up what's trending at your sites. If you have things that you know your kids love and can't get enough of, please share that because we have about 1 more month after April of art projects. Usually in May we do thank you cards and we can do scratch art. Again, I'll look at what you guys are doing at your sites. And again, if you have any ideas, please send them my way and we'll go from there. Cool. And again, I appreciate everybody. I know it's not easy teaching and being at those sites. Again, today will be a little crazy because it's right before spring break. So good luck to you. And again, I'm here to help you. So please don't think you're bugging me. I want to help and make sure that you guys are equipped with the right materials and it's fun. We want the kids to have fun. We don't want kids to be forced to do art. And thank you. Enjoy your spring break. I'm here if you need me. I'll be here next week. So if you need to contact me for any reason, have questions, something didn't make sense, please let me know. And I will be sending the recording of this training as well. So if you guys forget what we discussed, you will have access to that as well. Cool. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Sarah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye, Sarah. Bye, everybody. Have a good spring break.
Woo.
You too. Thank you, Sarah.
Yes, thank you.